Welcome to the movie recap. Today we are going to review a 1995 film called My Teacher's Wife. Spoiler alert, enjoy and take care. This captivating movie follows Todd, Kirsten, and Paul as they face the challenges of high school love and society's expectations. Todd must choose between living up to his father's dream of going to Harvard or following his passion for art while finding support from his friends. We join Todd, a recent graduate, along with his girlfriend Kirsten and friend Paul as they eagerly open their university exam results. Excitement fills the air as they all discover they've passed, but the joy is cut short when Roy, the strict math teacher, refuses to sign Todd's Harvard recommendation due to his poor test score. Later, Todd sits by a peaceful pond sketching cartoons when a scream from across the shore interrupts him. Startled, he meets Vicky, who apologizes for her outburst before mysteriously disappearing. That evening, Todd, Kirsten, and Paul attend a party. While Kirsten invites Todd for a romantic walk, Paul tries to avoid an annoying acquaintance. When Paul spots Todd driving, he rushes over, eager for an escape. On their way, they find Vicky stranded by the roadside with a broken-down car. Recognizing Todd, Vicky recalls her scream from the lake, and the guys offer her a ride. At a nearby diner, Vicky calls for a tow truck, but the wait is long, so the trio enjoys some ice cream. Vicky insists on paying, but Todd insists on covering the tip. As they leave, Todd shares his struggles with math. Fearing his future is in jeopardy, Vicky encourages him, and Todd convinces her to consider tutoring him in calculus. Vicky promises to think about it. Upon returning home, Vicky is met by her husband Roy, the same math teacher who gave Todd a low grade, revealing an unexpected twist in their connection. As the story unfolds, Todd faces disappointment from his father, Jack, who is frustrated by his son's academic struggles. Seeking help, Todd tells his father he needs a tutor, and Jack promises to assist. However, Todd surprises him by revealing he has already found a tutorial, earning his father's pride. At lunch the next day, Todd excitedly tells Paul that Vicky has contacted him about tutoring. In chemistry class, Kirsten approaches Todd to apologize for their argument in the park, admitting she needed time to process her emotions, but assures Todd he can achieve his goals. After school, Vicky arrives at Todd's house to begin their tutoring sessions while his parents are away. Todd later confides in Paul about the lessons, all while helping Paul with his own move, setting the stage for even more twists and turns ahead. After moving from his parents' house to a cottage in the backyard, Todd continues his math lessons with Vicky. Though there's undeniable tension between them, the tutoring proves effective and Todd excitedly invites Vicky for another session. However, when Todd goes out with Kirsten, he lies about his tutor, telling her Vicky is an older woman to avoid making her jealous. Kirsten reminds Todd of a dinner with friends that night, which he can't attend because of the lesson, but he promises to figure something out. Meanwhile, Kirsten, feeling uneasy, spends time with Paul at a diner while Todd studies with Vicky. Eventually, Todd brings Vicky to the diner after their session, but Kirsten quickly realizes Todd had lied about Vicky's age. Hurt, she leaves without a word. The next day in math class, Roy, the strict teacher, challenges Todd to solve a difficult problem. On the board, Todd, now more confident, answers correctly, impressing Roy. The teacher acknowledges Todd's improved performance and says his university recommendation looks promising. Todd excitedly shares his progress with Vicky and invites her to another tutoring session. To his surprise, Vicky invites Todd to her house to show him her sculptures. Intrigued, Todd agrees, and when he arrives, he's amazed by Vicky's artistic work hidden in her garage. He wonders why she keeps them out of sight, and Vicky explains she's afraid of being labeled eccentric, something her husband shares, leading to their strained relationship. She feels comfortable with Todd, and to thank him, she gives him a handmade gift. Overcome with gratitude, Todd impulsively kisses her, but Vicky, though momentarily shocked, sets boundaries and doesn't allow it to happen again. However, their connection deepens as they spend more time together, sharing playful and intimate moments. Vicky eventually opens up further about her life, but after the encounter, Todd, feeling overwhelmed, heads straight to Paul's place late at night to confess. Paul doesn't respond enthusiastically, leaving Todd confused. Unbeknownst to Todd, Kirsten is in Paul's room and overhears the entire conversation. At school the next day, Todd approaches Kirsten's table, only to see her packing her things. Puzzled, Todd doesn't understand what's happening until Kirsten publicly confronts him, revealing his relationship with Vicky to the whole cafeteria. Todd's world crumbles. Believing Paul had told Kirsten, Todd angrily confronts him, unaware she overheard the conversation. Paul admits Kirsten was in the room when Todd shared the details, but Todd, hurt and suspicious, accuses Paul of keeping it secret because of his feelings for Kirsten. Their heated argument is interrupted when Roy arrives and gives them the task of guarding his car as punishment. Outside, Todd and Paul realize that the car in question is the same Corvette Vicky stood beside when they first met her, leading to a shocking revelation. Roy, their math teacher, is Vicky's husband. Todd is left to grapple with the complicated situation he's fallen into. Todd and Paul, now piecing together the puzzle, realize the connection between Vicky and their math teacher Roy. Distressed, Todd rushes to Vicky's house, upset she never told him about her marriage to Roy. But Vicky remains calm, sparking a heated argument. As they talk, Roy is on his way home. Todd hears a noise and quickly hides among Vicky's sculptures while she pretends to work with an angle grinder. Roy, distracted by his task of cleaning fish, doesn't notice Todd. Before leaving the garage, Roy asks Vicky for a printer so he can write Todd a recommendation letter for Harvard. Vicky assures him she'll handle it, and once Roy leaves, Todd sneaks out quietly. The next day at school, Roy confronts Todd holding his notebook, which he found in Vicky's garage. Panicking, Todd fears Roy has uncovered his secret relationship with Vicky. However, to Todd's surprise, Roy only mentions that he found Todd's test results and recognizes Vicky's role in tutoring him. Roy promises to write a recommendation for Todd's university application. During math class, Roy uses Todd as an example, explaining his strict teaching style. After class, Todd challenges Roy, questioning why he treats students so harshly. As Todd turns to leave, Roy stops him and asks directly about his relationship with Vicky. Feeling the weight of the situation, Todd admits everything. Roy rushes home, and Todd tries desperately to contact Vicky, but she's completely unaware of what's happening. When Roy arrives, he flies into a rage, destroying the sculptures in the garage. Todd, who had hidden himself again, finally steps forward. Roy, impressed with Todd's newfound math skills thanks to Vicky, decides to grant him a recommendation for Harvard despite everything. But in the midst of this, Roy strikes Todd, knocking him unconscious. When Todd comes to, he apologizes to Vicky for the chaos. Surprisingly, Vicky is grateful, realizing her relationship with Roy had been broken long before. When Todd asks about her future plans, Vicky shares her intention to move to New York, hoping for better opportunities for her artwork. Before she leaves, Vicky hands Todd a letter of recommendation for Harvard, symbolizing the bond they've shared and the impact they've had on each other's lives. With a Harvard interview looming, Todd reflects on his true desires. During the interview, he's asked why he wants to attend Harvard. Though it has been his father's dream, Todd realizes it's not his own. Returning home, he gathers the courage to tell his parents that he doesn't want to go to Harvard. Instead, he wants to follow his passion for art and attend a specialized school. Seeking comfort, Todd meets with his friends at their favorite diner. Later, he asks Kirsten for a walk, apologizing for his mistakes and asking her to preserve their friendship. As the sun sets, the trio sits together on the dock, reflecting on their future. Todd imagines Paul diving into the world of supercomputers and Kirsten becoming a renowned poet with a collection that touches many lives. As for Todd, Paul jokingly predicts him working at a McDonald's, shouting free cash registers to passing customers. In the final moments of this captivating film, we're left with a whirlwind of emotions. Thanks for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.